Yeah, they are.
Gorillas will fake you. They'll fake charge you. And you have to stand your ground.
Just to scare you, right?
It's a mock charge.
They want you to get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. You're staring at me, you crazy asshole.
And the chimp's going to rip your dick and face off.
Well, we're so soft. We think it's okay to look at a wild animal in its eyes. That's how stupid we are.
Me.
Hi.
It's a challenge.
We're cool. We're cool, man. We're from National Geographic Society. We just come to make sure your baby's okay. Fucking crazy 800-pound silverback bursting through the trees.
Xanax and red wine.
Yeah, look at the muscles on that thing.
Fucking
Not only
ridiculous.
that, the problem is we look at that and go, oh yeah, it's like a bodybuilder. No. That's a chimpanzee. Like those muscles are like corded steel. They might be the same size as a bodybuilder's muscles, but the density of those muscles is off the fucking charts.
Look at those fucking arms.
Oh, dude, believe me, I've spent years of my life staring at naked chimps. But that's a chimp with mange. That's what that is. There's some sort of a disease where his hair falls off where you really see their anatomy. Yeah, it's a stunning difference between them and us. I mean, there's a lot of similarities. But what's really, really interesting is that is an intelligent animal. I mean, it's an intelligent animal that now uses tools. So much so that anthropologists are now thinking that, or biologists rather, what would it be? What would it be that studies chimps?
Zoologist?
No, definitely not. Anyway, whoever the fuck studies chimps, they have, I think they've universally concluded that chimpanzees have entered the Stone Age. So they are using tools without being taught so by other chimps. They're using tools independently, and they're using tools constantly. And they're using all kinds of different tools. And so they think that what's going to happen is eventually they're going to figure out a lot of other stuff, and it could take hundreds of thousands of years. But chimpanzees and monkeys have entered the Stone Age.
That's crazy, man. Have you ever tried DMT?
The first 5 years of their life, and then they forget everything.
They just decide they're going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
And they're so strong. What is that one doing? Is that the chimp?
No, but it just popped up in the same group of pictures.
Jesus.
Hairless chimp looks
They're
mad.
so mean. It's such a mean species. You know, there's a problem with colobus monkeys in parts of Africa where chimps live because they've eaten so many colobus monkeys that their population's down 97%. Yeah, they rip them apart and eat them a lot while they're alive.
Are they tiny colobus monkeys?
They're not big.
No.
Big enough to eat. But this is a David Attenborough documentary from the 90s where they first discovered that chimps eat monkeys. They really didn't know. They thought that chimps were basically herbivores. And then they got this video footage of them hunting these monkeys and the way they would corral them and beat them through the trees and then catch them. And this monkey screaming while this chimp is ripping it apart from the hips, like just chewing it and pulling it apart from the... And he's like, ah! Jamie! Jamie! Quickly! You usually see them covered in hair and we don't realize it.
That's right. Got some thick wrists on that guy. And those hands built for brutality.
Look at his nuts.
Built to pull your eyes out of your head.
With no dick.
No,
No wonder he's ferocious.
He has a dick. He's probably playing with it, man. He's probably holding it up with his extra long fingers.
You're not putting him in a rear naked choke.
Well, you're not doing anything to him.
No.
Oh my God, he would laugh at you.
Bro, look at that gorilla
The
down
gorilla's
there.
a different thing.
Yeah. And
What?
Oh my God.
Lord.
Jesus fucking Christ.
the fuck?
He's so big. Oh my God, that thing's so big.
6 foot, 600 pounds.
Again, not messing with a very big piece, though.
Oh no, they have tiny dicks. As a
Tiny,
matter of
tiny.
fact, there's a difference. And notice how he says tiny balls too. Here's what's interesting. Give you a little science. And with primates, there's a direct relationship with the size of the testicles and the promiscuousness of the surrounding women. So the more the women are just fucking everything, buck wild up in here, the more the dude's balls get big. And that exists in cultures as well.
For sure. I live in LA.
Yeah.
My balls are huge.
Supposed to do if a dog bites you and won't let go? My friend Brendan Schaub was telling me you're supposed to stick a finger up its ass. He says it works on Brian Callen too. He says that about a lot of things, actually.
Fucking huge. You don't know how big the men are.
Right.
You know, they might be small and it's
Sure.
in front of them, but it is without a doubt like one of the biggest chimpanzees you've ever seen
It's
in your
insane.
life. And they have a crest on their head. Their skull has a crest like a gorilla.
Huh.
Yeah, it has like the bone of the skull has.
It kind of fuses up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you have a picture of that? I'd love to see it. I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the anatomy of them.
Yeah, it's it's really interesting because I think for the longest time they didn't think they were real. It's a part of that Michael Crichton book, Congo.
Okay.
Remember there was a really terrible movie that was made?
I know the
look
book
at the
as
size
well.
of that fucker.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's one of them.
And
that
that doesn't look like forced perspective. You know what I mean?
No.
It looks like they're right in front of him.
And that's one from the early 1900s, I believe, where these guys shot one, and they were like, "What is this? This is just giant chimp." See if you can find the one of there. Right above is the one where it's walking right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's the trail camera
trap.
Wow.
The thing walking.
And he's erect.
Yeah, he's erect, and he's,
Is he?
These people that one of the sightings, they saw one walk by a truck, like walk across a road. They said it was the same height as the truck.
That's insane.
So they have like a Toyota Helix or something like
Right,
that, and it's literally the height, like a 6 foot tall man, but a giant chimp.
And I mean, to go back to the Bigfoot thing, you can totally see where we get that from, right?
For sure,
You
yeah.
look at this huge primate that's the size of a human being, and your brain instantly goes, it's mythological.
And I'm pretty sure that they didn't have photos of this thing until the 20th century, like the late 20th century.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. They nest on the ground like gorillas.
Like a gorilla, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the locals have two different names for chimps. They call them tree beaters and lion killers.
Huh.
And the tree beaters are the ones that are up in the trees, the smaller chimps.
Sure.
And the lion killers are these big ones.
That live on the ground.
Yeah, and apparently there's some either video footage or there was some eyewitness account of one of them eating a leopard.
No way.
So it was a dead leopard that they were eating, whether or not they killed it or they found it, but they were eating this fucking thing.
Regardless, like to be a primate at the top of the food chain eating a big cat. I mean, that's nuts. It's nuts.
Would you ever think of going there and trying to find those things?
Fuck yeah.
They're deep in there.
Great.
Yeah. I think they're in a place called Beely in the Congo.
Inedible. Stop it. It's a plant. It's just a plant. It's legal now. Just no. You don't understand. When you eat pot, it produces a completely different chemical in your liver. It's called 11-hydroxymetabolite, and it's 5 times more psychoactive than THC.
The evil, vicious jealousy. Like you see that vicious jealousy in chimpanzees. Like one of the things that chimpanzees do when they attack people, one of the things they attack people over is unfairness. Like there was a terrible story about a guy who had kept a pet chimp and then brought the chimp a birthday cake on his birthday.
Brian Posehn has a whole bit about it.
Do you? Does he really?
Yeah.
And the other chimps found out that this chimp was getting a birthday cake, and they saw it, and they weren't getting any cake, and they were fucking furious. So someone had inadvertently left one of the gates open, so the chimps got out and tore this guy apart because of a birthday cake. But it's that thing. It's not like it was affecting them. It's like he was doing something bad to them, so they got out and killed him. Oof. No, they ripped his dick off because they didn't like the fact they gave the other chimp a birthday cake.
Took his dick, took his fingers.
Took his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Posehn's bit's so funny. He's like, the worst thing about that story for that guy is that everyone's going to want to hear it forever. Because it starts with, so I was bringing a birthday cake to a chimpanzee. and like, you got to hear the rest.
But that anger and jealousy, like there's an evolutionary basis for it. Oh, is that what he looks like now? Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm not going to show it. It's tough.
His fingers are missing. His face is missing. He's got one eye. His nose is gone.
Oh, look at that frown. It's
oh
that
my
perma
God.
frown.
Well, his face was ripped apart. They probably stitched it together that way. Awful. Yeah, it's fucking awful, man. Yeah, you can't own a chimp, you crazy asshole.
There you go.
Off and his face ripped off, and the chimps tore his feet off. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
That guy had a pet chimp, and that chimp got too old. And when they get old, they're incredibly strong and super aggressive, and they don't understand the consequences of biting someone's finger off. They just decide, I'm going to bite your fucking finger off. Whatever. Give me that finger.
Yeah.
And that's what a chimpanzee is. I mean, they're wired to survive in the jungle. It is an insanely harsh environment. That's a little baby chimp.
God, look at that hand.
It's a little baby hand. But they're wired to survive in an incredibly harsh environment. And that includes like fits of violence and retribution violence. They're fucking ruthless, man. They gang up on other chimps and they plot out war. Like they go after tribes of other chimps and kill them, and they like target them. They somehow or another figure out a way to communicate how to ambush other chimps. There's a lot of video on it too. It's fucking ruthless, man. It's really harsh shit to watch.
I made a gorilla laugh one time.
How?
I was at this, I think it's called Monkey Kingdom in Miami, and they had this depressed gorilla because this circus had him before, and they took out his canines.
Oh Jesus!
Because they wanted to use him, so they removed his. Yeah, they didn't want
biting people.
Yeah, so they took out his canines, but apparently, canines in the gorilla kingdom are a sign of. That's like how you can become that's like if you don't have canines, then you're just shunned. You'll never get a partner, and so they could never get this one gorilla a partner. I forget the.
Why don't they give him dental implants?
I don't know.
They could do that to hockey players.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't.
Doesn't it seem like they could do that?
Yeah. Get him some nice veneers.
Yeah, just give him a fucking operation.
Why
Put
not
him
just
under,
give him human teeth?
throw a little gas bomb in his cage. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Dope him up.
So they're like, yeah,
they do it with dogs.
He's really depressed. And I think it's called Monkey Kingdom is what is the name of the place in Miami. They go, he's really depressed. He's just a depressed gorilla. I go, I bet I can make him laugh. And they're like, you definitely aren't going to make a primate laugh. And I swear to you, and this did not get included on my show. I swear to God, I started doing an impression of a gorilla. I just started going, oh, oh, and then slamming my chest. And then I went, number one, like this. And he went, huh. And I went, shut the I literally lost my mind. I was like, and they're like, I can't believe you made him laugh. And I was like that. And then Travel Channel's like, I don't see why that's impertinent to the show. I was like,
cunt.
Fuck! Ow! He's gets right in your face. He's got fangs and he only eats vegetables.
I know.
And the fangs
shredded.
are only designed to fuck you up.
Oh.
And you couldn't even imagine what an 800-pound gorilla's strength is like, because you would think of it as like an 800-pound man, but it would really be more like a 3,000-pound man.
It would twist your head off like this, man. Like,
Just rip you to pieces. Probably more than 3,000. Probably like a 5,000-pound man.
sure.
Some ridiculous number.
Look at the muscles on a 200-pound chimp, man. When they lose their hair.
Oh, they're disgusting.
Oh,
Troll-looking, fucking
God.
horrible-looking
I've
beasts.
Stared at those muscles forever.
If we had as many chimps as there were people, everybody's always down for chimps. And look, I'm not saying we should exterminate the chimps. Don't get me wrong. But let's just be realistic. If chimps were everywhere and they had full freedom the way people do, we'd have
that
a
noise.
Fucking serious problem.
Yes.
yeah. Well, the first problem was someone said that was okay for those chimps to fucking hang out with us, man.
And if you don't think chimps will steal babies and eat them, you haven't been paying attention to the literature.
That's
yeah,
right, sir.
I haven't been paying attention because I'm terrified.
They will
Oh, they
steal
will.
babies. Baboons will
From
steal
each
babies
other.
for fun.
From each
Baboons,
other.
I knew. Baboons are
Evil
wild as fuck.
fucking
Yeah.
cunts.
Yeah, baboons are
Evil, evil cunts.
When you
baboons.
carry your baby on the back, on your back, it's not a good idea.
Baboons are creepy dog fucking monkey things. Brr. Nobody's got a pet baboon.
No.
in
Some
New
people
York
do.
City. Do they? In
Yes,
New York
they do.
City?
Bro, I don't know about New York
Well, they
City.
do in Africa, I know. There's like baboons with fucking masks on.
I feel like every
problem-
time
the
I'm
problem
in
with
here, I'm
monkeys-
terrified, man.
I know.
Every time. Last time I left, it was volcanoes. It was like, you're going to die any minute, bro.
Listen,
Volcanoes
this is what you
gonna
do.
explode.
Keep away from volcanoes. Don't run for office in Russia. Make sure. Make
Don't
sure
get a baboon because it will challenge you eventually.
we keep the chimp population to a minimum.
Yep.
Everybody was down for chimps. If chimps were like squirrels, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, you'd
you
be dead.
would be fucked if chimps were running through the fucking
Look at
park.
the muscles, look.
Oh, good
This is my favorite.
googly moogly, look at that thing.
Thanks for coming on the show, my friend. Before you go, you have to see my isolation tank. It's the tits. You're gonna love it.